hard truth about 5D ascensions? What's she talking about? It's been hard enough. What could possibly be harder? Are you finding that your spiritual awakening journey right now is more difficult than it was last year or even just 6 months ago? It's not your imagination. I'm going to explain what's going on and help you through it. Hi there, beautiful souls. I'm Michèle Duquet. Welcome to my channel, Soulful and Unplugged, a channel about the spiritual awakening journey where I show you how to live a more joyful life by helping you navigate your very difficult human journey through your soul's perspective. Yep, we are all having a hard time. Things are very different these days. It really is forcing the issue of our inner work and all of our shadows coming to the surface and the inner work that needs to be done. We are triggered. Boy, are we triggered. But it's actually something that can really help get to that wider consciousness, which is the 5D consciousness. I do have a playlist that has all of my videos on 5D. I'll link that up here as well as in the descriptions below. So this is a time in our global existence and global ascension where it has become very easy to point the finger and blame the outward circumstances for our inner emotions. It really seems like people are at odds with each other, at opposite ends, and it really is bringing out a whole lot of inner conflict. But if we really step back and really bring it back into our own personal effect, our own personal experience of this, it can help us understand why we are all having such a hard time. So what's happening is, like I mentioned in the July energy update, it really is about our shadows coming to the surface. It really is about doing the inner work to help clear and heal what is within us. However, what's going on is that it's becoming really easy to blame an outside circumstances for an inner trigger, when what's really going on, and this is what I really want you to get, all of your external circumstances that you happen to be in are beautifully set up for your own shadow to come up and for you to see it. This is a time where we are all seeing our true selves, and that means everything. Our reactive buttons, our things we try to keep secret and we try to hide to the world, those feelings that are thought of as negative. It's making us feel like this whole ascension process and this whole higher vibrational love and light that is really strong is a lie, because we're not feeling it 24/7. Well, we're not supposed to. We're not supposed to feel it 24/7. We are supposed to allow the process to take place, which means that when we are triggered, let's take anger, for example. You see something out there that makes you very angry, and the inner thoughts that you have are not something that you're proud of, something that you kind of want to censor. Those external circumstances are here for a reason. The reason is for you to see your shadow, and globally is for the whole world to see its own shadows. That's why everything is coming up. So when you feel triggered and your anger is triggered, rather than point the finger and say, they are terrible, they are awful, this is horrible, like it is, but the idea is that you are in such self-awareness and you're so mindful that you see the actual thoughts you're having and you feel the actual feeling that you're having, and you go, is this my best self? Is this who I want to be? And if the answer is no, then it's a matter of working through those feelings and those emotions and those things that come up so that you will be less triggered for sure, but rather feel more empowered by the discovery of what you see. You won't feel at the mercy of it. You won't feel victimized by what is going on out there. You will feel empowered by having a sense that you now can move forward into discovering who you really are. What's your impulse when the anger comes up? What do you want to say? What's the real truth about what's going on that you want to censor? Rather than repress it, give it the light of day. Allow it to come up. The thing about the spiritual awakening journey and moving into a higher consciousness is that if you're not conscious of what's going on right now, if you're not conscious of the absolute authenticity of what your thoughts are and what your heart is feeling, then you can't move into another consciousness. That's the whole process. There is the 3D consciousness, which is your impulsive programming. Everything that you have been programmed to be and do from the time of your birth till now is being unstuck and unearthed. Well, in order to move into a higher consciousness, you have to acknowledge that it's there. You have to be honest with yourself and really see who you really are. Even someone like me who has a smile on her face and who makes these videos and who really is here for you and really wants to help you through this process. Even I have been having a hard time through July. I've been kind of a little up and down, just feeling a little bit on a roller coaster, but not necessarily of emotion, a roller coaster of discomfort. There are some days where I just feel really uncomfortable. The truth that I need to look at is not necessarily something I was prepared to see. And then the big question, like, is this showing up for me to A, heal, or B, make different choices? So for example, if I'm feeling hurt by something, which has happened this month, I've felt more sensitive and I felt hurt by certain things. And what came up for me was, yes, let's heal that feeling of hurt. Let's love myself through it. But at the same time, ask myself some very powerful questions. Why is this showing up? Yes, to heal. But at the same time, it is showing up for me to maybe speak up for myself, to maybe speak about my feelings, to maybe let someone know that I felt hurt. And that is very uncomfortable. And that, goes into the arena of confrontation maybe. But at the same time, it really is about me centering myself in the harmony of spirit, asking spirit for the right words, understanding that the other person has their own things that they're dealing with, and that it doesn't have to be a confrontation. It has been more clear and more strong than, let's say, last year. There is much more that I am dealing with right now, also because I'm asking for it. I know that July is a huge month for inner work, and I'm doing the inner work. So, I get it. I really understand. Let's take another emotion like envy. You see someone that has what you want, and it seems like they got to it very easily. Like things just go to them. Things just happen for them. And you feel a sense of envy for it. And you're not aware of it. You're not conscious of it. It's still in that realm of them. And your thoughts go to, they always get everything. So if you are truly doing the inner work, going from 3D to 4D to 5D, really working on expanding your consciousness, you have to open your mind and become aware that that feeling is showing up for you to heal it. So that circumstance of you seeing and you being triggered by someone who has something you want, yet you're feeling envious through the triggering of it, that's the whole point. It was manifested on purpose for you to see the mirror of this envy, and the envy is yours. You own it. The inner thoughts and dialogue about them is actually something that has all been set up for you to heal that part of you. And how do you move from there if you refuse to be accountable for that feeling? How do you move into a higher consciousness if you can't even see it? And we really do have to get to a point where we are not afraid to see who we really are, where we really have this sense of love and compassion and drive and motivation to really find out who we really are, the truth of what's in there, in our subconscious, in our shadow, so that we can move beyond it. And as we are in self-awareness, and as we do see the reflection, and we do see that envy is mine, for example, then we can do the work to help ourselves heal from there. We can change and shift our perspectives that that person, I mean, bless them, how fantastic that they have this thing or this circumstances that we want. Shift the perspective into a loving perspective, a compassionate perspective, and understand that they have gotten to that place because that is what they created for themselves, and that we still need to work on creating those things for ourselves, because we are not victims of our circumstances, but we are empowered beings, empowered souls to shift into a higher consciousness by acknowledging the absolute truth of what's going on right now. And that really begs the question, how does that fit into all of what's going on globally right now? Seriously, it's a hard time we're all going through. Well, here's the thing. We are all one. Everything that we do on the personal level, everything that we shift personally affects us all. And as a global species, as one human race, we have created what is going on right now, all of us together. So if we can create this chaos and mess, and create the unshadowing the way it's happening right now, we also have the power within to co-create together a beautiful world. But the hard truth about 5D ascension is that one by one, we need to do the hard work. The energies are very, very, very powerful, and they are impossible to ignore. That's the point. This is hard. This is hard work. But we can do it together. We are co-creating everything that is going on right now. It may be a feeling of discomfort 24/7 rather than love and light 24/7. But if you are doing the inner work and you continue to talk about and openly share what you're going through, and really have these beautiful conversations about moving into a higher consciousness or a wider consciousness, then what happens is people are comfortable around you because they sense that you have the inner strength to look at the truth of who you are. So they feel like they can be the truth of who they are and they won't be judged. So in the end, what we do for ourselves always helps others, always puts others at ease. If they sense that, yes, we are positive people, yes, we have a smile on our faces, but we're not denying the truth of what's going on either. That's what makes it difficult in the, love and light, beautiful ascension conversations, is that people need to sense that you are also doing the inner work so that they can feel comfortable about talking about their shadows and what's going on with them. So let's be open with each other, and let's really be loving and compassionate for what we're all going through, because it's not easy. So that's the hard truth. The hard truth is the inner work. That's hard, but that's the truth. Remember, we are in this together, and together we can thrive. Mwah! Sending lots and lots and lots of love. Bye for now.